Fabukon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think it's my.
How do you pronounce that again?
This is
Dullabha.
writing is wrong there. This should be Dullabha Puggala. Dullabha Puggala.
Dullabha Puggala.
Puggala. Puggala means person, individual. Dullabha means hard to find or rare.
Okay.
So that's the karaoke translation. That's why it's not a good translation.
What does that mean that they've written in the book then? Dullabha.
That's a karaoke in Thai pronunciation.
It's what?
Thai pronunciation. So that's a Dullabha Puggala. Bukhon. That's a Dullabha Bukhon. So that's rather than translation of the Thai, the Pali, they're using the Thai translation. That's why the mistake. But this is the correct one, the Pali one. Dullabha means the rare, Puggala means a person. So rare person in the world. Two types of the rare person. Okay? So number one, Pubbakari. It's a favor done. Okay? And then the second one, favor done known. Simple is that. Okay, so do you want to read it out first? Maybe two paragraphs each. Maybe, Yvonne?
Two rare types of individuals. Do I have to read the...
No, let's start from the Buddha.
Those who are always the first to help and nurture others. Oh, sorry.
Start from the
Yeah,
Buddha.
sorry. The Buddha taught us to recognise and respect Pubbakari, or individuals who help, support and nurture others, whether they are children, other loved ones, subordinates or even strangers. Their loving kindness and devotion are admired even more when they do not expect anything in return. Besides the Buddha himself, dedicated parents and teachers are examples of Pubbakaris. We are further taught to recognise and attempt to follow as our role model individuals who are grateful and return the loving kindness and care given by Pubbakaris. Is that?
Yeah.
A person who possesses a deep sense of gratitude and indebtedness is said to have
Katavedi.
Katavedi.
Yeah.
Over to you.
A Pubbakari is called rare because, unlike many, he or she does not let greed get in the way of kind-heartedness and generosity. Helping others may require the sacrifice of his or her own comfort. Sometimes with someone with Katanu Katavedi is called rare because of his her wholesome virtues of gratitude to and devotion for someone who has fostered his/her upbringing or given help in other ways. As the Buddha said in the Anguttara Sutta, how do you pronounce it?
Anguttara Nikaya.
Anguttara Sutta, there are two kinds of individuals who are rare in the world. Which two? First, one who helps others devotedly, pubakari in brackets, and second, one who is grateful, katanu, and helps in return, katavedi.
Okay, so these are the two rare individuals in the world. So the number one is a pubakari, one who does something without expecting anything in return. And among the classic example is the parents. Parents, they do to children without expecting anything in return. So that's why it's called favor done. Pubakari, so number one, parents.
Can I ask a question, John? Why is it called favour done? What do you mean by favour done?
So means he or she does something to other people without expecting anything in return. So with the kindness and compassion, or just wanting to support that person or that being, then they just commit it. So, and here the 4 examples are given. Parents, actually start from the Buddha, but okay, here we can, the Buddha, teachers, and this is quite interesting, the kings.
What are queens?
Yeah, kings, queens. So now these people somehow regarded as someone who do things for other people. Right? Obviously there are some hidden agendas there, but again, in a superficial or even in a deeper level, their expectations are not to gain anything in return, but to provide security, provide well-being, and provide the whatever necessary things to keep you safe and healthy. So that is the reason why they are known as Pubakari. Like parents, they can put their life to save the children. They won't hesitate even to save their own children. That's why there are stories of they are happy to die simply to save their children, even during the wartime. And even when they are in a very difficult time, like let's say famine, even those days, those time, parents would go hungry but would not let children hunger. So that is the parents, that they have the kindness and compassion towards the children. Now the parents' duty, it comes into another discourse called the Singalovada Sutta. It has very beautifully categorized the duties of a parents and as well as children's duty. The parents' duties are given at not only giving a security, but not only providing food, but encourage them not to do any evil. Right? So number one, not to do any evil. Number one. Right? And number two, encourage to learn skills, life skills. Okay? And then there are 5, if I remember all. So encourage and hand over assets and find suitable partner. I forgot one. Number 5. I forgot the number 5. I think number 5 is the third one, but I forgot another one. So these are the things that parents would provide. And I think it's about the security here. Anyway, I forgot that one. Okay, so these are the 5 things that the parents do to children. And these are, again, they didn't have any, when we look at that, they didn't have any expectation from us at all. Any expectation, just wishing us to be someone who has, a right understanding and not performing any unwholesome deeds, and also encouraging us to learn life skills in many ways, in any way, so any way possible, and finding a suitable partner, hand over the assets or business. It's like inheritance. It's like inheritance. Inheritance. Now this is the reason they are known as someone who is very hard to find. Now there is a story I met a long time ago. This gentleman, he was born in India, Punjab, and then he, in his teens, traveled up to Birmingham, working in the mines. When I spoke about his parents and our duty to repay, he was very angry. He was very angry that my father wasn't that kind. My mother was not protecting me. And they were very reluctant to help me like that. So he had this animosity towards parents a lot. Okay? Then, and I told him that maybe that's your perception. If they didn't want you, so I asked further, did you have meal to eat every night, every morning? Yes. Did you go to the school? Yes. Did you have a clothes to wear? Yes. Like that. So when we look at those things, what they have done to him, then eventually he realized that the animosity that he had was basically, there are things that he wanted, but the parents didn't allow him. And with that, so he was basically developing that. They don't like me.
That was me. I had that idea.
Oh, yeah. They don't like me, like that. So then, which is the reason why, when he had the opportunity to come to Birmingham, he straight away came. It's like a run away from the house. I don't need to do anything with you now. I'm just off gone, like that. And then, believe me, he didn't contact family for a decade, and didn't know who's there, who survived, who is there, is still alive. No, didn't know. And after a meeting with him later, he went back to Punjab again, and took his children back as well. So like that. So that's why when we look at from one angle, it seems like sometimes parents are too cruel, and don't like us or don't care about us. But when we check in a little details, then we realize that in fact they do. Otherwise they could have killed us, or they could have sent us to maybe fostering. Even foster kids, they are still lucky. They looked after. Parents looked after. They care about them. So okay, go like that. So this is the Bubakari as parents. Now the Buddha, again, when we look at the Buddha, and this is again, he didn't have any expectation return from whoever following his teachings. All he wanted was learn the Dhamma and be free. That's all. He wasn't expecting that, oh, you have learned my teachings, you must come and pay respect to me. You must come and offer to me every day, like that. No. He wasn't that. But he simply said that we are suffering in the world. So there is the path, the teachings there. You should learn about it and then be free. So that's the Buddha. That's why Buddha is also categorized as someone who done favor to other people. Teachers in the past, probably, but I'm not sure whether they are in current modern society, can be categorized, because modern society teachers is a profession, and very few would say that they have this a thought of teaching. Mostly they go for teaching because seeing that the good money, good holidays, they don't like that. But however, despite of that, I feel like teachers are the most important assets in the community. They play huge role, massive in fact, to educate people what needs to be done, what needs to be known, and how one should behave and how one should learn about things. And that actually makes them to grow and furthering in the future activities or future, whether to be a good or whether to be bad, community or even the country. Right? So that's all depends on the teacher. And so that's why that's the teacher.
But you used to respect your teachers at school. You get the belt, but then when they took the belt away, I don't think people respect them nowadays, do they?
No, but you're also not in it for the money either. You're doing it because there's too many rules, so there is still an element of this.
But I think the government play and makes harder to the people, to teachers.
Yeah.
And then actually teachers should be allowed to give some degree of a punishment. Only then children will learn. But again, obviously there are some who misuse it. And that misuse actually cause a massive downfall in children. Because children don't think that they have done something wrong. And with that, teachers can't.
They can't discipline them.
They can't discipline. Once teachers can't discipline, who's going to discipline? No one. No one. That's why there are social problems around everywhere. I remember I got so many hits in my hands too. Punishments for not memorizing. So like that. And here, particularly in the West, I would say that it's down to the parents. They can't discipline their children, and then when the teachers are disciplining, and then they don't want other people or other individuals to discipline them either.
They can't.
Yeah.
If you come from a broken home, council estate, you go to school and you can't get disciplined at school. That was me. You just turned out wild.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So that's why these things changed. The legislation came up simply because the parents complain,
Yeah,
and they still don't know how to, discipline their own children.
yeah.
So that is the reason there's a big hole there, which is the reason there's socially, crimes, different types of crimes are there, and even in the schools, pupils are not supposed to work, not supposed to do things. If they are doing, parents are not happy,
Yeah,
and as a result, they are learning nothing.
yeah.
Like in Japan, I saw children, they have to clean the rooms.
Yeah,
In the school, they have to put all the things in order. Or if there is any marks, they have to wipe it out and clean it.
they're taught life skills, aren't they,
Yeah,
from very young?
yeah. But here, whatever you want to write, go on. Like that. So with that, what happened?
If you do what you want, my little cherub.
Yeah. And then what happens? At home, you cannot train them. You cannot discipline them.
Mm-hmm.
And then complaint comes to where? Right? So that's the reason why teachers should be respected, and teachers should be given some level of freedom to discipline children. Only then society becomes a bit in order.
Yeah.
So this is again now known as teacher is someone who is done favor of. And here the reason teacher is given is simply because there is a set of restriction and a set of instructions that they will teach everything that one has to learn. They will not keep secrets about learning things. And that is the reason. And the teachers always hope their children, their student, do the best. So a teacher whoever has such a mentality, then obviously that person, that teacher, is someone who should be well respected. Number 4, why do you think number 4, kings and queens? And now here we can think of the leaders, president or prime ministers. Why do you think they do favor?
Well, they have to, do they, to run the country, really? They may not agree with it, but I can't get Trump out of my...
Yeah. So I leave it to you to think about
Okay.
the kings and queens or the presidents and the prime ministers.
It's hard at the minute, but it will make you think. Because at the minute they're all just running off their egos, are they?
Right? So these are the 4 types of a people regarded as someone who done favor. Okay? Now, there's one exception here, parents. Here we have to add the guardians as well. Guardians. Sometimes we are living with the guardians who really helps us. Right? Now that is the Pubakari. So in that is the reason why, if you look at the Buddha, when his father was in a sick bed, Buddha traveled to see him and comforted him until his last breath. Similarly, Buddha, according to the tradition, believed that traveled to the heavens and taught Abhidhamma simply to teach his mother. And according to the tradition, it says that she attained the noblehood. Okay? Similarly, Venerable Sariputta, when he became a monk, his mother was very against with it, and before his death arrives, he thought that he better go to enlighten his own mother. So he traveled back to his own house, and when he went to his own house, his mother was still alive. His mother was already fragile, already old, and then the Sariputta was also very old now, and he wasn't well. So then when he arrived home, his mother said, when you are young, you become a monk, and now you can't do anything, you are coming back to me. I am old, now I have to look after you again, like that. So she was complaining. So Venerable Sariputta said nothing and said that, can I go to my room? So again, Sariputta went into the room, and that night he was about to end his life, so going to Parinibbana. But before his death, many people and even a celestial being visited, and with that, his mother was very amazed how famous my son is. So then she went up to speak with him, and so he was waiting for that moment.
How old was Sariputta when he died?
If I remember correctly, I think probably he was about 60. 60s. So, and then so Sariputta was waiting for his mother to be in that mental state. So then that time he taught the Dhamma and established her in the Dhamma. And then when Sariputta realized that his mother established in the Dhamma, then he entered Parinibbana, like that. Okay? Similarly, there is another story that one monk, he was young and only boy in the family, in a rich family, and somehow after he heard the teachings, he wanted to become a monk, and his parents lock him inside the house. You better die, but we will not allow you to become a monk, like that. And then he went on a hunger strike. He wasn't eating anything, and later, so his parents went to speak with his friends, close friends, and asked him to eat something. And then his friends came and talked about it, and then he said, I would rather die but not eat. I will eat if I'm allowed to become a monk. And then these friends went back to his mother and said, if he become a monk, at least he will be survive. At least sometimes you may able to see him. But if you not allow him to become a monk, he will die. So out of compassion and feel sorry, so despite they didn't like it, allow him to become a monk. So then he went on to become a monk, and after a couple of months later, he became enlightened. And after enlightenment, he thought that, okay, now I better go back and teach my parents. So he went on an alms bowl, begging for food. And his father was so angry, even just to see any monk, he would chase them out. Because these monks stolen my son. And it happened that his own son came, and he didn't realize. He was shouting, oh, you bold-headed, you come back again, you stole my son, why you come here, like that. His own son said nothing, he just walked, Pindapata. And then the cleaners in the slave in the house. He was about to throw the old food, leftover food from yesterday, about to throw, and then this monk said, "Sister, do not throw it away. Put it in my bowl." Now this sister realized, recognized the voice. Recognized the voice, and this is my master. So then the monk just walked away, and then she went and then spoke with the parents, and then told that, "Oh, that's your son." And then both hurried to see him, and then he taught the Dhamma, like that. So then after he taught the Dhamma, then he felt like, okay, his part has been done, like that. So that's why even a monk, we have this responsibility that parents pay back. Right? Actually, this is supposed to be this is story, but paying back there. Okay. Now the second one, Katanyu Katavedi. So that is remembering that someone has done something for us and repaying that kindness. So that is the Katanyu Katavedi. Now here, basically now we can see children, right? Follower, students, and then citizens. Now here, as a child, we have a responsibility to remember they're done, but this one, it's not easy nowadays. Even back then was not easy. Even now, it's even more harder. The children will fight only for this one. Only for this one. They forgot this one, they forgot this one, they forgot this one, they forgot this one. Okay? So, now, that is the reason that very few people find who really pays back to parents. Very few. Very, very few. But I don't know, do you have any example? Do you wanna anything you wanna say on that? It's a bit difficult one to talk
The second one's difficult.
Huh?
Second one's difficult to find examples.
Yeah. I can find like a Buddha, the story that I told, actually that all comes on this one actually. Because they went back to repay parents. They went back to repay parents, look after them and set them up in the Dhamma. Because according to Buddhism, doesn't matter how you look after them, doesn't matter big house you give them, doesn't matter you give them all this luxury tours or diamonds and so, it's not regarded as best given. According to Buddhism, best given is ability to establish them in the Dhamma. Because once they established in the Dhamma, then that means they are going to free themselves from getting rebirths in the samsara and coming to face with the sufferings. Right? So that's why this is that's all the stories that I mentioned. Actually, that comes here. That as a child, repaying back to parents, let them established in the Dhamma. Okay? So that is the one. Now followers, obviously, once you have taken the refuse, then you should be following in accordance with the principles. So that's the followers. So working along with what the instructions are. So basically following the Dhamma and the Vinaya as the Buddha has laid down. Yeah? Dhamma and Vinaya that the Buddha laid down.
So that makes you a Katanu Kataveri.
Yeah. And same to the teacher. As a student, paying back is learning whatever teacher instructed us, and then further on, there is other categories comes that providing seeds, giving respect in front and at the back, and rising up when they come, like that. These are again, comes under this. Now citizens. Now again, as I have said, the kings and the queens. And then what about the citizens? Now we are a citizen. Are we feeling grateful and appreciate the queens and the kings to us? Whatever they have done? So, any thought on that?
I don't think there'd be many people who would be, would there? I don't know.
So classical example is given in this discourse called Aganya Sutta that comes in the Digha Nikaya, Book of 1. Right? This is the sutta that explains how kingship developed, and why they are developed. And one of the reasons is to keep citizens safe and keep their assets safe. So they are chosen to be. As being chosen, their responsibility is to provide the security, safeguard, and also provide welfares. Okay? So as a result, if they provide those, then as a citizen we are obliged to pay tax.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah. So that's the one. And now even these days, if you look at it, although like the prime ministers or president or kings, looks like they don't do anything, looks like they are causing more trouble. In fact, they are in a way providing a security. And they are trying their best to give a social security and the support, like that, in different ways, and making sure that all the facilities are there for everybody. Although, as we know, big companies playing a big part, and they're using citizen as a commodity, which is the reason why lots of corruptions and ups and downs are there, and the changes are there. But ultimately, their plan is to provide all the facilities that the citizens needed. And as a result of that, the citizens, their responsibility is to abide by the laws. Abide by the laws that is there in the country. And when we abide by the laws, then that basically means we are repaying what they have done. but it seems like these days those who are in politics or in the ministerial part clever to be more cheeky. Okay, so this is the rare types of individuals in the world that we can find. One, Pupakari, one who has done something without expecting anything in return, and two, Katanyu Katavedhi, knowing that somebody has done something and feeling the gratitude and repaying that gratitude. Okay? So
And they're called the Dullabha Pugala.
yeah, that's what called. They are known as a Dubbala Pugala. Dubbala. Dullabha, sorry, Dubbala. Dullabha. Dullabha Pugala.
Dullabha Pugala.
Okay. Right. Anything before we stop for today? No? Okay. So for this week's essay writing, do you want to choose yourself or you want to get from me? You want me to choose one?
I think this week we should be allowed an essay-free week.
Allow you count.
Because I think we will go on page number 20 for the essay, because on Wednesday nights we've been looking on this Sila. So let's go on number 4. Okay, Silang Loke Anuttarang. Virtue is second to none in the world. Okay. So this is an essay for next week. Right, we'll stop here. Thank you. And Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu.
Thank you. I'm going to have to sit in the chair.
Mm-hmm.